Hello everyone and welcome to your one-stop spot for everything Riordanverse here on A Healthy Dose of Fran YouTube channel. This week we've got just a little bit of news to dive into for the Riordanverse world, so let's get right into it. First up, we have news from Rick Riordan Presents authors in the form of Rebecca Rowan Horse. Now, Rebecca Rowan Horse wrote Race to the Sun for Rick Riordan Presents, and admittedly this news isn't about that book, but about another that she wrote called Black Sun, and the fact that it is being adapted by AMC. Now, this is going to be a TV adaptation, and a lot of people are very excited about it because it's a really big, very popular fantasy story, and just in general, I'm very, very excited to see where this is going. It was also announced that Angela Kang, who worked on The Walking Dead, will be the person producing and working on the series, and Rebecca themselves has said that they are very excited to be working with them. So very happy for them, and I'm looking forward to see how this adaptation turns out, and now I need to reread Black Sun. Next up, we had a sneak peek from a Rick Riordan Presents author's sequel book, which is Yun-Ha Lee's Tiger Honor, the sequel to Dragon Pearl. The sneak peek is on Rick's website, that is going to be linked in the description box down below. We've also had the cover reveal, which is going to be popping up on screen. I would read a little bit of sneak peek, but just go read it yourselves, people, because it is very exciting and I'm really looking forward to this book. The book is coming out. So we've just had an update to do with Tiger Honor by Yun-Ha Lee, in that it is coming out next month, so in January, so official confirmation for when it's coming out. And there is going to be a virtual book tour for it featuring many others of the Rick Riordan Presents authors, including Carlos Hernandez. Very exciting stuff. Information in the description box. Next up, in other Rick Riordan Presents author news, Carlos Hernandez has a short story that has been published in the Deadland Journal. That's linked on the page and is going to be linked in the description box down below. I loved Carlos's writing for Sal and Gabby, so I'm really excited to see what they've done here for this short story. In final news, which kind of isn't news but is also important, unfortunately, discussions of the lack of support for the trans community and the lack of diversity in fiction has come up in conversation again. But thankfully, the fact that this has come up, there is something positive that has come from it, which is the advertising for authors who are trans and non-binary and people of colour is becoming more prominent now, and Rick Riordan Presents was actually one thing that was discussed during this discussion on social media. I'm really glad that the Rick Riordan Presents authors are finally getting the spotlight that they deserve, because while Rick's diversity and representation in his books was good, there are problems. That is something we can't really deny, which is why I'm glad Rick Riordan Presents exists and does something that is important in fiction. Diversifying our reading and diversifying who we read from is important. So for my watchers, if you haven't read Rick Riordan Presents authors yet, I highly recommend doing so. My personal recommendations are always the Tristan Strong series by Kwame Mabalia and The Last Fallen Star from Gracie Kim, which has a sequel coming out next year. Those were just my personal favourites, but all of them are incredible, so be sure to check them out. But that is basically the news that we have for today. I know, small bag, but still interesting all the same. It is the holiday season, so for whatever holidays you celebrate, or if you don't at all, I hope you have a great holiday season, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.